because we have familiarized ourselves with all the traps, and very few actually know how to get here.
Reasonable
Guess that
enough,
makes-
I suppose.
Well, then let's go.
I guess that makes us part of the few.
Is Owen having trouble? Doc, are you having trouble moving too?
Just my mouse giving me issues here and there. I
Ugh.
move
Yeah, what
forward
that's
like
like.
a little bit here and there.
Uh-oh.
All right. So
That's what
you come
happens
across
when
to
I
this.
talk.
It's that Amarda turns to the party. Is today Monday?
Why?
Why?
It's Ezio says yes, it is Monday. Ah, cripe! The lock's changed. The labyrinth it shifts around depending on every week. The puzzles are different. Don't worry, we know what they are. It's like we've memorized them, having to walk in and out. But yeah. All right, speak your riddles. The Sphinx whirs to life. I am there to trip you up, and I will torture you tomorrow. Yet today I ease the pain when you are lost in anger or sorrow. The best friend of the old, yet when with me you act young. Dangerous in excess, yet a pleasant burn on your tongue. What am I?
Alcohol.
Yeah, I was gonna say alcohol.
Yeah.
That
Booze.
is correct.
Okay, so the sweet little cinnamon roll in me was like chocolate?
I was thinking salsa.
Honestly, it makes
I'm
it
here
so
to trip
much-
you up and torture you tomorrow, like, because you get fat if you eat too much
Yeah,
chocolate
you
in
taste good and then
excess.
you get chubby later
Anyway,
on.
next riddle.
Next.
Ever on and forever I ride upon the sky. Though often seen, I'm never touched while soaring vastly high. I kiss your face and caress your body with my tender sigh, or stab your eyes and scold your skin on days of battle cries. But you'll still love me and ever revere me, for without me you'll die. What am I?
The sun.
Sun.
Son.
The sun.
Deep dark underground, that is the place where I'll be found. Yet brought into the light of day, I sprinkle sunlight every which way. Though dulled with oil I will be found, I'm remarkably well and thoroughly sound. Cut me quick and it will be seen that I instantly have a marvelous sheen. What am I?
Diamond.
Diamond.
I am under your nose and in front of your face. I am all around you and in every place. You see me all the time, yet I am transparent and clear. To not know me is a scholar's greatest fear. All take me for granted and hate me the same. Yet when others don't know me, they are shunned and shamed. What am I?
God.
Knowledge.
It's Enzio just kind of rolls his eyes.
I was gonna say his
Ugh,
face.
this riddle again. We've gotten this one before. The Sphinx thinks it's being cute.
Was mine
Don't
wrong?
know.
Was my guess
the
wrong?
answer.
Yeah.
It's at Jalera. It's like the Sphinx moves to the side.
Aha!
Okay.
It was knowledge, right?
It was the
No, it's
answer.
the
was-
answer.
Oh, the answer.
Although, to be fair, mine fit too.
Yeah, it could have fit.
Oh, it's Enzio looks behind you. It's like, oh yes, there are actually several answers to that riddle. One of them was the obvious.
Ah.
Ah.
Why?
All right.
I can't.
So
frickin-
you
Amber.
It's processing
you
slow
go-
for me.
so
We're Where'd Owen go?
As things go through, you go through some
Under you.
familiar puzzles, though they seem to be out of order. The infinite staircase, the daggers, the monkey door, and even puzzles that are unfamiliar to you, you are instantly able to solve due to Enzio and Marta and Nora and Beline solving them quickly, because they've done them before.
Ready?
Computer, please.
Oh my gosh.
The bandits?
Whoa. Okay, I'm looking at the whole map. Ooh.
Holy cow.
Okay,
I'm
I
enjoying
saw
this.
somebody named Carlton, and it's not unusual. Immediately started playing in my head.
Lel.
I'm sorry.
All right, you see it. You see a figure walking right up to you. It's you. You're all here. He-
Computer, please.
It's me. It's me, the leader of the bandits.
Holy cow, you
You look
aged
very
well.
You look very
Wow.
different without your face covered up.
Yeah, I cleaned up, and well, we all cleaned up, sort of. I think they were fans of the uniforms. But yes, we were able to get things done. We've been secretly smuggling information through ships. We're pirates, sort of. Good pirates. What's the word?
Pirates
It's
who do
and that
nothing?
Lanrea moves up from the campfire. Buccaneers. Ah, yes, Buccaneers.
Ah.
Ah,
Sorry,
Oh,
we're
goodness.
as I said before, we're not very bright.
Well, I don't know what to say.
yeah, we're well, good on you.
Yeah,
Yeah, it is.
Enzio
It's great
looks
to
to
see
you
you're
and
doing
says, Enzio looks to you and says, "Welcome to the rebellion."
Really?
I
Jalen,
see someone very familiar.
Jalen walks by and notices Burdock, and
Yeah, you see him sleeping.
does he smell?
Oddly enough, you do not smell alcohol on him.
Oh,
That's different.
give him his 30-day chip.
That
you
shouldn't
can't
have
even
been as
walk in.
funny as it was. Dagnabbit.
It appears that the foreground layer isn't working, so I'm going to move those to the. So I'm going to move that to the token layer.
Okay. Moving up, Jalen notices to the right.
Give it a second. Give me a second.
Okay.
All right.
Rhyme
Are you-
looks. Oh, sorry. I'll let you continue.
Yeah. All right. So yeah, I need to move. Apparently, the foreground layer isn't working, so I'm going to have to talk to those fellows at.
Roll 20.
Yeah.
All right.
You wrote a scene for us, I'll kill you.
What the heck? Just assume that everyone's under tens,
Gotcha.
except for the people to the left.
Okay.
Well, I can't see anyone to the left, so that's
To
fine.
the left, to the left.
All right.
All the bandits in a room to the left.
All right. So yes, you see Verduck snoring in his tent, and you do not smell alcohol.
That's interesting.
Rhyme looks at Lanrea with an eyebrow raised.
She looks at Rhinebeck. Draw a painting; it'll last longer.
I have no artistic talent. Or was that sarcasm?
No.
You look familiar for some reason.
I wasn't.
Incredible.
I was in Gatlis Town. I helped to run the tavern.
Ah. Well then, I may have been there a few times. Rhyme says no more because they were every time she visited the tavern, she looked like a different person.
Yeah, I'm coming over this way.
Yep, I'm just.
All right. So, Jalarum and Faithurin, you're moving over to the to this particular tent. All right.
Hello?
The tent parts to the side, and you see Valkatov and Vizikra walk out.
Valkatov!
Oh.
Vizikra!
Oh, these are Valkatov and Vizikra.
They just look at you, Faithurin, and just with a wide-eyed smile, they just run in and just hug you.
Aww.
I see you two are better these days.
Yes.
Do all dragons hug this tight?
Oh, does Amber hear this?
Yes. You hear.
Amber rushes over.
Help!
Okay. Amber pulls Faithurin out and jumps into their hugs instead.
Oh.
Aww.
Your Highnesses.
I'll not die to a blade. I'll die to a dragon's embrace.
Wow.
Ivan, look.
It's good to see you two again.
It's good to see. Oh, they get a mischievous smile between their faces. Should we tell them?
Tell us what?
Follow us.
Okay.
All right.
Sorry, cookies kicked in.
All right.
Cookies.
Cookie.
So
sorry.
they walk over. They walk over, and you see a bunch of children just talking to each other. Vizikra says, "Ivan, could you come over here for a second?"
Sure. What is
A
it?
child walks up to them, and then she puts her hand on his head. Do you not see the resemblance?
Amber's trying not to tear up.
Oh, congratulations to well, I guess the three of you now.
Well, yes. It's Ivan looks up and says, "Why does this short man have my name?"
Amber's just clutching her mouth.
Ivan drops the stern demeanor, immediately hugs the little guy.
Who is it, Mom? Who is this man? Who is he? He's
An old
well,
friend.
he's part of your namesake. His full name is Ivan Lovis, which in Draconic means Song of the Wind.
Yep, Amber's tearing up and backs away.
Tried it.
You were standing on Jalarum the whole time!
Oh, crud! I am so sorry, Jalarum.
Yes. So Valkatov says, "Well, when we conceived, we wanted to name the child after our saviors. It was going to be either Ivan Lovis or Ivan if it was a boy, and Vulfane or Fane if it was a girl."
Then Faye starts tearing up.
Yeah.
Little.
Vizikra starts tapping at Ivan on the head. "I wish it was a girl. Tell me Bane of Darkness doesn't sound fearsome. Don't you wish you were a girl so you could have that name?" You hear a few of the children chuckle. The child Ivan blinks several times and looks around as if he's trying desperately to escape this conversation.
Ivan looks at Ivan in the eyes and says,
This is gonna get difficult.
"Carry that name with you with pride
everywhere you go. You are a miracle, and you have 2 wonderful parents that I'm very proud to know. And he gives him a big hug.
Yeah, it's the child is just kind of very pat hugs. He's very, very confused.
Faye kind of goes over to Jalarum and it's like, I want one.
Jalo just raises an eyebrow. Well, I know there's a. Well, what about Lark?
I want 2 then.
My gosh.
Take your pick. There are several of them over here.
Huh?
Oh no, those all have families, or most of them do.
Oh, okay. Just noticed.
I see apparently only Jalarum understands my jokes.
Huh.
Yeah.
Wow. So
it's Ryan. You see Ryan and Jalarum. You see Verdok walking outside. Oh, what is all the racket? Can't the dwarf get any sleep around here? Ugh. Oh, you're here.
Yep.
And that means he pushes by you.
Okay.
And then he sees Owen. You bloody idiots! He just storms up to him.
Whoa, Amber, like, gets up in front of him. Hey!
I don't think he's...
What was this moron thinking? Going into the 9 hells? What were you bloody thinking? Do you have any idea? You self-centered, arrogant... He looks like he's about to punch Owen, but then he just grabs him and pulls him into a hug and just sobs on his shoulder.
Oh! And Amber's jaw is now dropped.
Everyone back up for bad luck.
Amber's just staring. She's not moving.
I thought you were dead.
Well, you seem better.
Oh, yes. A lot has happened during this past decade. I am 8 months sober.
Congratulations.
Oh, Owen, you do the math and you realize that 8 months ago is your birthday and the anniversary of your mother's death. So you're pretty sure that while he has not completely kicked the bottle, he has done very well to get most of it kicked.
Fascinating.
He then stares you directly in the eye. I know that I don't deserve goodness from you. So I won't ask for forgiveness, and I won't expect our relationship to become better immediately. But I just want you to know that if you ever want to talk,
Tantamile goes over. Are you gonna kiss them now?
Oh my gosh, you found a way!
I mean,
Even
not that
the
anyone
cat
can
is
understand
shipping
her except for
people now.
Rhyme.
Oh. Good thing Amber
and it's like
cannot
Verdok looks towards the cat. Was that did your bad luck cause that, or is that unrelated?
Last I checked, that was unrelated.
She belongs to me, sir. And she doesn't know when to keep her mouth shut. It was just a question. Continue.
Don't you wish she had a beak so you could hold it shut?
I
Oh.
give my animals free will, dang it.
Yeah, I'll give Lucid all the free will with his beak that you want.
Okay, after Amber realizing that Bardock is not gonna kill Owen, Vakatab,
Yes?
have you seen Varog?
Oh, yeah, he's at the Dragonlance. He's been he's actually part of the rebellion.
So he's alright.
Yeah, he's whenever I or Amarda can't be liaisons, he's been doing it. So we take a lot of shifts here.
I see.
Everyone's kind of pulling double duty. Everyone works, everyone cooks, everyone cleans.
Everyone works together.
Yo.
Thank you. Oh, that's a relief.
Right now. Sorry.
Singing cat.
Gerald talks to Enzio and Nora. So, is Sylvester part of this resistance? I take it.
It's Nora says, "Yes, so is Murphy."
Sorry, my ears might be clogged. I thought I heard you say Murphy.
Then let me try it. Then Enzio says, then let me try again. Murphy is part of the resistance.
That was without the accent.
Alright.
Okay.
I know my accent. I know my accent is thick, but I think you could probably put two and two together.
Jalum takes a giant step back. No, there is no way.
Amael, I think you're allowed to believe it.
I need to see to believe this.
Last I checked, they were in Sabaton at the moment.
Yeah, Nora told me that.
Nora did not tell you that.
Oh, and wait, no. No, I forgot. Someone else. Oh.
Yeah.
Jalum has a thought about that. Him.
Beg your pardon, but was a drow named Valil here anytime recently?
No.
Has
I mean, we passed by him a couple times. It was jovial and friendly, but that's about it.
Has he ever been here?
No.
Alright. That's one thing.
Bless you.
Where's you?
Thank you.
Okay.
But at the same time, that does bring up something we do need to talk about. We need to plan our next move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The drow being behind everything changes a lot.
Well, funny you mentioned change, because I think I have an idea.
Lay it on me.
Okay, so hypothetical situation. You are the owner of an apartment building. And there is some unruly person that will not go away, but still has to work. What do you do to make sure he doesn't get back in?
Lock the door.
He still better yet, change the locks. Jalum pulls out the parchment for the symbols used for the teleport pad. What if we change the positioning of every single teleport pad in all of Alatassica? That would one, screw them up, and B, give us an advantage on transporting our way.
I want to take a pause to point out you totally just pulled a Joey.
Pull the what?
Joey as in Jasper Pie.
Oh.
One and B.
Oh. Oops.
Womps.
I thought you meant like Joey from Friends.
No.
Anyways, Enzio says, probably going to have to get one of our more magically inclined people to study that. But they're currently out.
Well, thankfully, puts Faither in. She studied him perfectly.
Well, if you can write the...
We'd seen the runes before, so it wasn't difficult to copy them down.
All right. Well, if you could write it down, it would be a fantastic boon.
Jalrum has the paper that with all the runes on it.
All right.
You're perfect.
All right.
Although I would like to inscribe a copy for us to keep just in case.
Fair enough.
Okay.
All right. So, Amarda says, "Well, I suppose I could speak to the dragons about this information. I don't know how they'll take it."
Amarda, there's something else I want to ask. Is Amber within earshot?
Not technically, no.
Okay. So she comes over. Ravis said that the fire elves have been hunting the dragons. Is there any truth to that?
It's Amarda's eyes widen. First I've heard of it.
You know, Marta and Enzio have very similar accents.
I think Enzio's trying to go for Romanian.
Look, guys, I'm trying, all right?
Hey, the lad's not me doing the
Hey, you gotta voice all the side characters. You're doing the best.
It's adorable, honey.
It's
I don't have
cute.
to tease you.
Look, I practiced.
Oh, you were
Hey,
so
glad it's not
cute.
me doing it. Everyone would have a terrible Indian accent for some weird reason.
Don't ask me to do an accent. I'll hurt people.
I mean, I could do a couple accents, but they're natural accents to
Oh,
me.
put it this way, Josh schools me, okay? So...
Okay, anyway, continuing.
Anyway, continue.
Yes.
It's just...
Anyways.
There is something else that concerns me besides just that. I just figured that since you were right here, I might as well ask. I don't know how trustworthy it is, but it's something to consider. He also said that it was Sabaton and Directian that was responsible for the destruction of Gatlas, not the Drow.
Yes, that is part of the reason why the rebellion was formed. Because we've always heard very conflicting reports from both sides. Either one of them was lying, or both of them were. But the problem is that both sides believed them to be truth. Nothing much you can do. So we tried to get to the bottom of this, and that is how we found the Drow. In terms of who burned down Gatlas, unfortunately, that I cannot tell you.
It is
How long have you known?
About the Drow?
Yes.
Same day that you figured it out.
Well, if this narrows it down, Enzio, we kind of figured out that whoever blew up Gatlas had to be a very powerful mage or a group of mages.
That won't narrow it down. Between Sabaton and Directian, there's plenty of resources, and especially with the elves split in half.
Not necessarily.
How so?
Mages... They've been in short supply ever since the witch have left. They've been in hiding because they don't want to be ostracized like she was. With good reason, but that is their reasoning. So, either they have access to someone that we don't, or We've been blind to a lot of things.
Unfortunately, either is completely possible.
Indeed.
And without more information, we've no means of narrowing it down.
I just hope we can get some more information gathering. Because I hate to be the breaker of bad news, but magic alone isn't going to help. Because we got our butts handed to us on a silver platter.
No offense, Amarta.
None taken, jerk.
They have the ability to cancel out magic within approximately from here to Gallon. Just
It's a rough range of 20 feet, beloved.
Yeah, so I'm like from here to like just before you, Nora and Carlton there.
So that means we will need to counter this. Pauline says, "Well, my spell canceled out their anti-magic. Maybe we can figure something out."
What is your spell?
It's like a couple little magical plasma figures dance between her fingers. I'm a fairy. Our magic doesn't play by normal rules.
Fair enough. I was just hoping I could perhaps replicate it.
The only one I could think of who could possibly replicate something like that would be, well, honestly, Benjamin.
Well, Pauline, as powerful as you are still only one fairy, and there are many, many drow, and we don't know how many of them have those amulets.
We only really need to worry about the ones that are near Bravas.
Exactly, but here's the thing. He only got one amulet, and then he replicated it. Why can't we do the same thing?
Did anyone actually? Well, actually, did anyone actually?
Oh my gosh, has the effect been on the whole time?
What effect?
What effect?
Oh, never mind.
For the fire?
Yeah, never mind.
Oh,
Did you think you had your voice thing on?
Yeah.
Oh
No, you never
good.
had it on at all.
Nope,
Okay, I was just wondering. Oh my gosh.
You're good. You're good, man.
Like even with the Sphinx, you never had it on.
Yeah.
Anyway.
I'm trying to think. Did any of us actually grab one of the amulets?
I did.
Oh,
you did?
Yes.
And there's also something.
I stabbed one, and I grabbed another.
There's also something else. I still
Pauline looks at it. Oh, that makes things easier.
There's something else. I still have the amulet of spell penetration that we got before. We even though he had asked for it, we forgot about it before he left, and it turns out that that's going to be a good thing.
That's good. But can we combine the two?
That I don't know about.
I doubt it. Enchantments are difficult to combine. But this amulet could give us an advantage.
Yeah. But a sound strategy. But the first thing we need to do is we need to try and spread this information that the drow are responsible as quickly and far as we can. Pauline says, "I'll try and go to Shandalin."
Will you be safe there?
Hey, I rescued you. I think I can take care of myself.
Just promise us you'll be careful, Pauline.
I promise I'll be careful.
Okay.
Enzio looks down and says, "And if I were a betting man, I would say that your jungle elf friend is probably going to reiterate everything back to the jungle elves.
As best as I can, yeah.
No, he meant Utharian.
Oh, Thorin. Oh, right. I forgot, half-elf.
I am very confident that Utharian can relay what has happened.
Yeah. And I suppose that leaves Verdok to go to Optimar. Yeah. And Nora looks to you and says, I'm going to Autumnfire. I absolutely refuse to go to Sabaton.
Why?
She just kind of growls. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
Do you mind talking about it in private to someone who might understand? Dallin raises his hand.
That's cheating.
Nora looks at you. Just you fight dirty.
I'm a rogue. That's what I
honey.
do.
Sorry.
Come on, walk and talk to me.
All right.
All right. So, what happened?
I suppose I need to start from the beginning at least. In order for you to get context, I have the typical edgy sob story. I'm twice an orphan. Fancy that.
Oh.
My birth mother was a harlot. She cast me out because I was too inconvenient for her. You know, children tend to get in the way of life's ambitions, you know. At least she had the decency to put me up for adoption. That's the one thing she ever gave me. I hadn't expected to ever find a loving home, but I did. And it was nice for a while, until my father volunteered for the militia and died defending Gatlas. My mother was killed. And my brother joined Sabaton.
Sorry.
He truly believes that Sabaton is in the right. And Zio likes to call me emotional, when I can clearly see that both sides have.
Look. I get it. I completely get it. Looking for the longest time, I had trouble trusting authority. My father. I never told anyone outside of maybe the group about the day, about how my father treated me, but I never told them about the day I left.
She looks up to you, and you see that her eyes are like a little red. Because what happened?
Senpai, tell me everything!
Dang nabbit, I was trying to not say anything!
Well, my mother left a while ago. They pretty much divorced before I went to Gatlas. I was 18 when they divorced, but I decided to stay in Golgari because apparently my father had something planned for me. Reluctantly, I stayed. Nothing came of it until I found on my 21st birthday that I was nothing but a tool. A tool for his game. At that point, I found his journal, and in it, he said what he really wanted me to be a part to do. He wanted to have me follow in his footsteps of spellcasting, but not the spellcasting I wanted. Necromancy.
Yeah, Nora kind of visibly bristles at that. Oh.
Like, I shudder to think myself raising the dead or causing death in such disgusting ways. And then my father walked in. We had a violent argument, and then out of pure rage, I threw his journal right at his head. I thought I concussed him. In fact, I probably did concuss him. For a while, I had a lot of trust issues. And for a brief moment back there, before finding all this, I thought they were starting to come back.
Nora's just blinking, like, oh. I thought I had problems.
Hey. Jalen puts his hand on her shoulder again.
She tenses up a little bit, but then you notice that she's actually beginning to relax.
So it's good to know that you have. It's good to know that you have friends in small company. And yeah, sometimes both sides will be, stupid towards each other and not realizing that they're both the problem. But in any case, it's that point where sometimes you have to do something good, something bad, a little bit of both to get their attention, saying, hey, knock it off.
Nora just quickly moves into it for a hug.
Oh.
You hear her whisper, "Thank you."
So, what do you say? Want to do a little bit of both?
Yeah, but not here. I'm, as I said before, I'm not going to Sabaton. I don't think I can.
All right.
I'll go. I think I'll go. I'll go to Arivandar, see what's going on there.
All right, you do that.
Carlton, we're gonna go? You bet! Yeah, yes, us plebeians have to actually use a ship.
I ship it.
Get out.
Good one.
Okay, to be fair, I was trying to say that because I had to unmute my microphone. He said the ship thing, and then I got it unmuted. I was
Ravus
trying
comes
to do
out
it
of
before.
nowhere and stabs Ryan.
Oh.
All right. Enzio walks over to Nora.
Oh, other side.
Enzio walks over to Dalarum. Not bad.
I try.
Faye walks over to Jalarum and just gives him a hug.
All right, Enzio, I'm ready.
Now. All right.
He
He looks over to Phaethurin. You want to come too?
Yes.
All right. Happy memory first, then the crime scene.
All right. All right. Get this ready. The funny thing is that this particular map, I created it a while ago, and I never actually had a chance to use it, but now I do.
Yay!
Yay!
All right.
Opportunity.
So he waves his hand, and a bright flash of light That should be going on. All right. All right. So, Enzio looks to you. So, how did they do?
Not bad. Jallum starts to work his way over towards the jail. So, yeah, this does look familiar. Yeah.
Why are there 2 jail rooms?
Because one of them is a memory.
Oh,
Yep.
got it.
Yeah. Oh, geez, how long ago was that? Jallum's like racking in his brain. That had to have been. Let's see. If it's just Murphy, Sylvester, and me, that would have to have been. That'd be probably a year before the big heist. Yeah, I think this was the practice round, and yeah, we failed miserably.
Yes.
Question.
Yes.
Out of character question. Did Jalarum have a goatee back then?
Enzio isn't
an
sure.
edgy
He
teenager.
Enzio shrugs. I don't know. I don't think I saw him, but keep in mind that a lot of times I do use placeholders.
Yeah, back then I was clean shaven.
He waves his hand over Jalarum's face, and then the goatee just disappears. Hey, third, you feel your heart flutter in your chest a little bit.
My goodness. Don't get me wrong, you are absolutely handsome with the goatee. But perhaps it's my elven blood. I've always just preferred a clean shave.
Aw, this is staying.
Aw.
I tried.
Yeah,
Enzio's just kind of coughing. Yes, perhaps we should move on. Her heartbeat is getting very, very loud.
Oh yes.
And then
but wait, before we do anything, before we move on to the next scene, Jallum just glosses over. Look, I know I'm talking to an apparition, but it's alright, like to a placeholder, but thank you for everything. I will.
The apparition turns her head towards you. You see Enzio like waving his hand.
I will. I won't wait for the miracle. I will be that miracle.
He tries to puppet the apparition so that she tries to give you a hug, but because it's illusory, you don't really feel anything. I'm sorry, that's the best I can do.
That's fine, Lindsay. That's fine.
So.
All right.
Are you still going to? You want to see the crime scene?
If it'll help figure out who did it, then I'm for it.
You see him just give a grimace. All right, don't say I didn't warn you. He waves his hand, and another bright flash of light.
Faye grips Jalarum's hand.
Gerald takes a deep breath and closes his eyes. Opens them and exhales.
You see your mother's house. Her corpse lies strewn ungracefully on the bed, blood pouring onto the floor and stairs. There are dozens of lacerations and punctures across her body. Next to her, you see a cloaked figure.
So that's the murderer?
Yes, but again, a placeholder. I have no idea who it is.
Understood. Can I, DM, may I roll a gather information check?
Yes.
Okay, here we go.
I'll try to. Why not? I'm here.
Okay, where are we?
This is gonna be entertaining.
Okay, 24.
So, Faith Thurin, you're looking around and you notice that the blood trail seems a bit weird. It seems off, like it's been altered. Enzio sees you looking at it, and he says, "You have a good eye." Yes.
What do you see?
The blood trails away from the bed. She was killed somewhere else, and then moved to this spot. Jalaram, you're looking over at Eleanor's body.
The laceration stuff?
Yes. It's gonna have to ask you to roll a fortitude save.
Oh, okay. Question. Does the whatchamacallit
Courage.
affect? Oh yeah, the courage and also the meal help anyway.
It helps a little bit.
Okay. 16.
You're able. It's like you're feeling like you're a little shaky because this is your mother, and it's very hard for you to detach yourself from this. But you are feeling like the beginnings of a panic attack, but you're able to squash it.
Okay. All right.
You look at it's like you're looking at her body and just moving it up and down as Enzio is allowing you.
Mm-hmm.
And you see that there was a precise clean stab to the back of the neck and just dozens of lacerations and punctures on her body. And you find that seems off to you.
May I roll a search check? How deep is? I assume the killing blow was the neck.
Yes. Do sense motive.
Gotcha. Yeah. No, it's sleight of hand. There we go. 30.
You feel that you're studying the wound on the neck, and it's very, very precise, like almost surgically precise. And then you're looking at all the cuts all over her body, and they seem to be random.
Trying to piece it together. If
I see you noticed the same thing I did. The killing blow was a clean stab to the back of the neck. Instant death. Professional. Trained. Precise. And then he holds up her arm. Yet the dozens of wounds afterwards, sloppy, emotional, violent. Whoever killed your mother had a vendetta.
Jeez. I'm just going through his mind. God, she must have been on a lot of people's blacklist.
Probably.
Given what she did for a living.
Can we if I may persist, can we follow that? Were we able to follow the blood trail?
Yes. Whoever killed her cleaned up most of the blood. But this spell is working wonders. He waves his hand, and then you see, like, almost on rewind, how the murderer is dragging Eleanor out of bed, and then just pulling her out, and then cleaning up the blood. We should move downstairs.
Yeah.
Yes. Faye grabs onto Jalaram's arm just to trying to give what little comfort she can.
Yes.
I'm alright, Faye. I'm alright. Okay, so
You see,
yeah,
now, what seems off about this scene to you?
it would help if I had some light.
Hey.
Well,
All
I
right.
should do that too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Wow, that was a good roll.
25. Okay.
So, Phaethern and Jalaram, you're looking around. You see that the murderer is standing over Eleanor's body, holding a knife. And you're looking around, and you actually smell something. You smell food.
Wait a minute. She was cooking. Or someone was cooking something.
You're very close. There are 2 plates.
No.
Filled with prepared food. She had a guest over, yet there was only 1 body. That suggests that she was killed by her guest, someone she trusted enough to let into her home.
What's the food? What's on the plate?
It's the food on the plate is bread and meat.
She's could have been anybody.
Seems to be very hastily cobbled together. And if you look at this, he puts the portions together. This was a portion meant for 1.
So it was an unexpected guest.
An unexpected guest that she trusted.
Indeed.
I'm now Jalam's going through his list of like friends, family that he might have pieced together. I'm just drawing a blank. Who
Well, you and me both.
my friends and family do
Now here's where it gets really strange. Being a vampire has been a great boon as an investigator. In certain circumstances, sometimes the body seasons its blood as you would a steak. For instance, aging adolescents I would describe as over-seasoned. Anyways, I tasted your mother's blood. I could not find any trace of fear or excitement. That means she was killed before she had time to be surprised. She was relaxed, completely unprepared, which for anyone who knew her was absolutely ridiculous. That woman became so paranoid after her bout with the slaver that she booby-trapped her own home. Took my head clean off when I tried to investigate the scene back then.
Faye just kind of gives him a disturbed look at that. That's unpleasant.
So
don't worry. Don't worry. It takes more than that to kill a vampire. That was step 1. She missed 2 through 10.
I understood that reference.
Me too.
Shut up.
But anyway, so that would mean Jalarm kind of shimmies over. She must have had her back turned. The knife.
Indeed. He moves the illusion so that the knife is just sticking straight into the back of her neck.
Let me ask you, Enzio. Was it I'm assuming it was just a dagger, because there was no way a long sword would have been that, unless it was like a longsword or something that was that surprise at the back of the neck.
Oh no, it was actually your mother's own kitchen knife.
Holy, jeez, that guy, the person must have been really good with a knife, well, with a
blade.
But here's the weird part. I tasted a different seasoning. One usually released during childbirth, nursing, or parental bonding. Whoever was with her when she died caused that seasoning to come out.
So it was someone she considered family?
Jalarm is trying to piece in his head. Actually, can I roll a sense motive on that one?
Sure.
All right. 27.
There's not a large list of suspects, but because it's like if your father somehow came back to life, you're unsure of the motive he would have to kill his wife, and you don't know if he was experienced enough with a dagger, unless someone taught him, and as being resurrected, that possibly as a zombie, that could very easily make him under someone's control, or maybe there are other figures from your past.
Yeah. Down takes a pause, like being able to. What if it wasn't a vendetta against her, but what if a vendetta against me? I wasn't around. Like, what if they were looking for me?
Enzio sighs. I did not rule out that possibility, but my investigations turned up nothing. She had no new lovers, suitors, and no new children as far as I know. When it comes to the wind breath line, I don't know of anything.
No, not wind breath. Someone who really has a vendetta out for me. Or had a vendetta out for me. I know because they inscribed the slur for half-elf on a treasure chest.
Faye's eyes widen. Surely you're not suggesting.
You think?
But that would still be ridiculous. That she wouldn't relax. This would have to be someone that she knew.
Yeah, but remember what... They could have been disguised.
No. I saw him die with my own eyes.
Wait a minute. You're not saying...
We have...
He pulls back the hood and it looks like Eimer. You're not seriously suggesting...
People have been impersonating us. There is a good possibility. That he's still alive.
No, it's not. No, Faye pulls the hood back over the murderer and just turns and walks over to the far wall.
Okay, better idea. Enzio. Replay the scene, but this time, the person who walks in is me. What if the person who came in disguised as myself? Well, what if, for example...
He stands back. All right. Let's see how this works. He waves his hand. The scene begins to rewind. And... all right, so let's see if I see this correctly. I'd imagine there'd be some embracing, talking. The chairs were moved out, so they were obviously on them for a bit. Then Eleanor moves over to the table, sneaks up behind. No. He pulls it back. He had the kitchen knife. So he moved up with her.
John moves over to try and squeeze on the stairs to get a better look.
All right. So, he grabbed the kitchen knife. He must have divided the food in half in that case. And then Eleanor turns and then stab.
The back. And then the multiple wounds would have come in afterwards.
There is a lot
just letting off more steam.
Yes. Yeah, then you see like the figure of Jalum just continuously stabbing Eleanor afterwards.
This still doesn't make sense for Eimer though. He was petty, but
Wait. No, wait. Who on the moral plane? Who knows me well enough to do that?
yes, that's the problem. He may have had a vendetta against you, but he didn't know you well enough to imitate you.
Wait a minute. Jalum has a thought. No. But I know someone who really likes me.
You're not suggesting.
And Zio's looking so I can tell you right now that is not the case.
You sure?
Positive. Part of the way that I can tell when another boon for being a vampire is that I can tell when someone's lying. Heart rate increases. You ever notice that whenever you get he quickly pinches your shoulder,
Ow.
surprised that you feel a certain jolt.
Yeah.
That happens every time someone lies. I asked her about that.
Completely
I asked
calm?
Yes. Completely calm.
Well, that's good at least.
Yeah. Just trying to think who else would have.
I asked her if she has killed no one. I asked her myself. Well, before coming to us, that is.
Amael, there are other possibilities that you're not wanting to consider.
No. They kill anyone else that's really good with a blade. It's awesome.
And you and he have been very good friends for years. He would know you well enough to pull off such an imitation. And there's always the question of if he would even need to. Did Eleanor know him?
Yeah, he had to have known him. She had to have known him.
And another thing that absolves Nora. I was her heartbeat was very loud whenever she was speaking to you. There is nothing but pure admiration for you.
I mean, I could have told you that.
So, you are in the exact same spot I was when the case ended. Well, not the exact one. Close enough. But the case went completely cold, and I could do nothing but move on.
What about the rest of the Dagger of Light Guild? What happened with them?
That I cannot tell you. You would have to ask Sylvester or Murphy for that.
darn it, he's been thwarted every time he's tried to ask someone about them.
I just need. Well, this gets me a little bit closer.
All right. He waves his hand.